Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF. Fuck. Right. There. Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF, Friday Night Smackdown. I, Michael Cole, with Gorilla Monsoon, and with Wade Barrett. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to have a good show here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Tony Schiavone with Gorilla Monsoon and Wade Barrett here. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to have a good show because we're going to see the TWF 24/7 winnings on stake. When Xia Li puts her TWF 24/7 winnings on stake against someone here today on Friday Night Smackdown, Tony Schiavone says. You got that right, Gorilla Monsoon, says Tony. We're going to see Xia Li, the TWF 24/7 fighter, and she's going to be working here today on Friday Night Smackdown. We just don't know who she's going to be fighting against. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing right now, Wade Barrett says. We don't have to worry about Xia Li and what she's going to be doing. You know, because I heard that we're going to prolong Drew McIntyre's war with Thor that happened yesterday on Impact or Hit. So we're going to go to the ring now. Get up. We're going to go to the ring now. And now we got Drew McIntyre coming to the ring now. You know what bloody pissed me off yesterday on Impact or Hit? Is that so-called bloody God of Thunder, you know, Thor, that somehow he thinks he's the greatest out there. He hit me with that bloody hammer of his and got the match thrown out like a bloody weakling. But I'm going to tell you something right now. No one does that to me. No one does that to me, Drew McIntyre. I think, Thor, you need to say you're sorry for being a weakling. You know? That's what you need to say. You need to say you're sorry for being a liar and a weakling and hitting me with your bloody hammer. You know? Because you say you're man enough to say when you made a mistake. Well, friend, you made a mistake when you hit me with that hammer yesterday and got the match thrown out because you couldn't handle fighting me. You know? So why don't you come out now so we can settle this? Because I think you're nothing more than a weakling who couldn't give me a fair match and had to have it thrown out. So, Drew McIntyre, still going at it again, huh? You want to know why I hit you with the hammer last week, Drew McIntyre? Well, it was to teach you that, yeah, I hit you with that hammer. I'm the only one that hit you with that hammer. And yes, it was me. It was my choosing. I had the match thrown out. That's on me. Not on you, not on anyone else. But you see, Drew McIntyre, sadly, Drew McIntyre, you would have never gone for that. In your world, you would have guilted everyone else for it. If you hit me with the hammer, you would have said that it was you that, then if I was you, I'd go around and say, oh, well, if you hit me with the hammer, I hit you with the hammer. That's on me. You don't see me going around and guilting it and shaming everyone else for why I didn't win the match since I hit you with the hammer. You bloody son of a bitch. Making me feel like I'm some kind of shithead or something. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. I know I can beat you. And I will get a clean win instead of some cheap win. Well, if you truly believe, Drew McIntyre, that you can truly beat me, then by all means, why don't we do it now? We can have our match here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Yeah, that's what I think too. Fuck, can't stand up. That's what I think too. And I wish I could stand up, but every time I do, I just fall over. So I do stand with 4. And I think here today we should have the match. We should have 4 fight Drew McIntyre here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And then we'll see who truly wins. You know, and hopefully this time the match will end with a 1, 2, 3 or a yielding instead of a throw out, because 4 had to hit you with the hammer. Well, we heard from Daniel Bryan, you know, the main overseer of the TWF. Tony Schiavone says, now we gotta get the fight woman in the ring now, or I guess you call her the fight keeper. You know, she can't stand up well in the ring at all, but that's the greatest we can get her without falling over. Ding. Oh! And Drew McIntyre just Claymore kicked 4 right down. And this 4 doll came from 5 and below, Tony Schiavone said, and now 4 just got dropped again. You know, 4 is not doing very well right now against Drew McIntyre, Tony Schiavone said. Well, I wouldn't believe so, Michael Cole. I wouldn't believe so, Gorilla Monsoon said. After Drew McIntyre Claymore kicked him and then Future shot at him, I don't think 4 was doing very well, Gorilla Monsoon says. I could tell you one thing, Wade Barrett said. The North God of Thunder, or whatever he wants to call himself, he's getting himself beat up kind of bad by Drew McIntyre. And he came from 5 and below, which makes him, you know, I could care less. I mean, I came from Walmart, he came from 5 and below, whatever. But at the end of the day, Wade Barrett says he's going to lose and he's going to wish he never got bought by 5 from 5 and below. Would you stop saying that, Gorilla Monsoon says? Saying they're going to wish you never got bought from 5 and below. That's a mean thing to say, Gorilla Monsoon said. Would you stop? You're right, Tony Schiavone said. It's a mean thing to say. You wish you didn't get bought from 5 and below, Tony Schiavone said. That'd be like saying someone wished they didn't buy you from Walmart. Wade Barrett. Yeah, only... well, they did, Tony and Gorilla. and sadly, 4 doesn't have the upper hand. Well, he does. He got that hammer, but he's not going to do it this time. You know, this time, Tony Schiavone says. And 4 comes around and, knocked down Drew McIntyre. And now 4 with a close stake. A body slam on Drew McIntyre. And now 4 gives him the Claymore kick. Tony Schiavone says. Well, Gorilla Monsoon says it's going to work out if 4 gives him the future shot too. So 4's done Drew McIntyre's own, holds back on him, Gorilla Monsoon says. And how can that be fair? How can that be right? You know, how can that be right, Wade Barrett says. You know, that Drew McIntyre gets his own hold stun to him back by 4. And now 4's going to get ready. Oh! And now Drew McIntyre just knocked 4 down with the Claymore kick. Oh. And it looks like this match is over here, Tony Schiavone says. Looks like Drew McIntyre will beat 4 here today on Friday Night Smackdown. You know, Tony Schiavone says, if the Fight Lord reckons 1, 2 feet, Gorilla Monsoon said, put a fork in it, it's over. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner. Shit. Alright. Here is your winner, Drew McIntyre. Oh, fuck. Well, Drew McIntyre, shit. Drew McIntyre has beat 4, the North God of Thunder, here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And we know that Drew McIntyre, we all know that Drew McIntyre is not... Shit, get out of the way. No. And we all know that Drew McIntyre, wants to become the TWF heavyweight, and world heavyweight fighter again. And by beating, and by beating 4, I think he is one step to that happening, Tony Schiavone says. Well, I would think so, Gorilla Monsoon said, even though Drew McIntyre's mindset and stand isn't, is nothing to be onlooked for. Him guilting and shaming others for things not going right in his life, or at least in his skilled life. It's kind of sad, Gorilla Monsoon says. Yeah, it is kind of sad. It is kind of sad, Wade Barrett says. But no need to be guilting or shaming Drew McIntyre for it, because he didn't win those matches, and that things didn't go right with him. But he beat 4, so it isn't like he's going to be guilting and shaming anyone else if he didn't beat 4. Well, shit. Fuck! Here we go. Well, now we're going to take it away now with Jim Ross. We'll take it away now with Jim Ross talking with Drew McIntyre. Alright, thank you, Tony Schiavone and Gorilla Monsoon. I'm going to be talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Friday Night Smackdown. First off, I want to tell you, you beat 4, so I think you would be happy. You think I would be happy, Jim Ross, with beating 4? I'll only be happy when I'm the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter again. Then I'll be happy. Until then, I'm going to be a wretch. And until folks can tell me that I've been telling the truth the whole time about shitheads like CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and how I should be the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, but thanks to them it never happened. Well, Drew McIntyre, you still don't want to hold yourself answerable for anything you ever said or did that was wrong, and guilt and shame everyone else for matches that you lost that you should have won, straps that you should have won but ended up not winning. Oh, so you're going to be like them, Jim Ross, huh? You're going to be like them. I'm not being like anyone. I'm just telling you as it is. Well, I beat 4, and I think that God of the North God of Thunder, that fake God, he should mind his own business. Or I'm going to make him bloody wish that he never got bought from 5 and Below last year, the year before that. Well, that was my talk. Shit. That's my talk with Drew McIntyre. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Gorilla Monsoon. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with... Shit. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite, here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And that's all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, with Gorilla Monsoon and Way Barrett. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.